So as I have already said, we will begin our agenda for today is what it is. I mean, self-explanatory. I don't think I need to do it. So I began with my introduction. I am Kanti Meda, and I am the director of Asha Infinite Foundation. And I think you've met your project manager, Mr. Ravindra Ramarao. So a short introduction of yourself.
Good evening, all. Thank you, Kanti. My name is Ravindra Ramarao. I'm a volunteer with Asha, and I've been teaching 2 children for the last 6 months, and before that I was teaching a 7th standard boy. I'm a retired marine engineer who worked at sea for 40 years. For the past 10 years, I've been, well, enjoying life. Thank you.
Yeah. So why don't we all take turns and introduce yourselves, please? And do you want to introduce yourself verbally, or do you want to do it in the chat box? I would leave it to you.
Verbally.
Verbally, please go ahead, then begin. Arey, don't make me call up, like, this is not a classroom. I'm not going to call up saying that, why don't you introduce yourself? Why don't you introduce yourself? Sorry. I am not your teacher. I'm not going to do that. I want people to come forth and introduce themselves. And
hello.
Yeah, and one line about what you expect this internship to give you.
May I start? Is that all right?
Please, please. As I said, I'm not going to call on people. You have to come up yourselves. Yeah.
All right. Hi, I'm Khushi Vinod, and I'm from Bangalore. I'm a first-year law student, and I intend to just gain a lot of work experience and first-hand, work. Mainly, my purpose over here is work experience and practical knowledge. And I'm really glad to be here, and thanks for having me here.
Thank you. Who's going to go next? And I'm again not going to keep asking who's going to go next.
I'm gonna go next. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, please, we can.
Hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Khushi Singh. I'm a first-year law student at Jindal Global Law School. And other than this, a little bit about myself is that I am a vice president of an NGO. I started an NGO at the age of 17. It's called Warriors Without Cause. And we, a little bit about it is that we basically educate people, educate children. Every weekend I go to the slum near my house because the education of those kids were hampered due to the pandemic. So I teach the kids. We do a lot of ration drives and sanitary pad drives and awareness. So that's a little bit about my NGO. I started with 3 of my other co-founders 2 years ago. Other than this, one last thing I'd like to mention is that I'm a great public speaker. I love public speaking. I love working. I love being occupied by work. So internship, that can be at the internship, law school, NGO. And actually, I'm going to end this really quickly, but one last thing is that tomorrow, actually, I have my TEDx event that is taking place. I'm a TED speaker. So yeah, that is actually taking place tomorrow. And I'm actually preparing for that while I'm attending the meeting. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but I love being occupied. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Lovely to hear you, Khushi. Who's going to go next?
Yeah.
I can go next, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Hi, I'm Tarasha Gupta. I'm from Mumbai. I'm also a law student. I'm doing BA LLB, and I just finished all my exams, and so I'm feeling quite relieved, but I also can't believe that it's already been a full semester. So I'm really looking forward to this internship. I wanted to intern with Asha because I'm really passionate about education and providing education, especially during the pandemic time. And I signed up for the legal team because I'm a law student, and also because I'm really excited about learning how to kind of protect the resources that Asha has created, and also maybe create ma'am had also mentioned regarding creating a public interest litigation kind of setup at the firm. And I'm really excited to kind of contribute to that because I think it can do a lot of good. So I'm really looking forward to working with everybody, and I hope to get to know you guys better throughout this next month.
Wonderful, wonderful. Somebody go next. I'm not going to call anybody. Yeah. I just have been speaking my head off. Yeah. Please let it not be me chattering without you guys responding. Okay. If people are too shy to speak up, you can, okay, somebody's in the chat. You can introduce yourself. Okay. Okay. I'm really happy. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so we have some Delhiite. Anybody else wants to show yourself in the chat? Okay, I'm so
Ma'am, can I go
sorry.
next?
No, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, please. I have to. I don't even know how. Yeah. Yes, please. You go ahead, man. I'm just trying to get myself back onto where I was. Yeah, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Kriti. I am a first-year law student from Jindal Global Law School. I am currently pursuing the BBA LLB course. Like Khushi said, I hope to gain a lot of practical knowledge from this internship. And after the introduction session, I really wanted to join the legal team. So I'm really happy to be able to do this. And I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody else,
Ma'am, I can go next.
please.
I'm Saloni. I'm in my first year in Jindal. And as this is our first internship, I think it'll give us a new exposure and give us a chance to learn so many new things. So I'm really, really excited for this.
Wonderful. Anybody else? What anybody else? Somebody else.
Hi everyone, I'm Shrija. I'm from Hyderabad, and like everyone else, I have also just completed the first semester at Jindal Global Law School. I've previously been part of the Robin Hood Army, which is also a volunteer organization, and I'm really looking forward to be working here and contribute as much as I can. Thank you.
Wonderful. The next. Okay.
Can I go?
Please, please.
Hi. Yeah, I am Aaron, and I'm also a first year law student, and I'm very relieved that our exams are over, and now I'm very excited to be working with you in this department so that I'll be able to learn more how to apply the knowledge we have learned in college in a real work experience. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So anybody next?
May I
Hi,
go?
so
Yeah, please, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Amulya from Bangalore. It's really nice to be part of this team, and especially for a first year law student, being part of a legal team in itself is really exciting. I've been part of other internships before, but it's the first time I'm working in like the legal sector, so I'm really excited.
Okay. Next, somebody was.
hey, may I go next?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so hi, I'm a LLB student, and I've interned before with Samarthya and Cry, and they have been excellent internships, but like I did not get a chance to be in the legal department there. This is my first legal internship, and my expectation is to learn as much as I can and develop new skills and also contribute to this NGO with the skills that I've acquired before. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Next.
Can I go next?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Shivangi Bhagwaj. I'm from Noida. I'm pursuing BBA LLB. And this is going to be my first experience in a legal working environment, which is something that I'm willing to gain over these 5 years. And this is also a way that I can be giving back to the society. So I'm really excited, and I hope to get to know you all better.
Wonderful. Anyone more to go, or shall we start to the next? Okay. Okay, looks like we're done. Can we go to Y? Okay, now why isn't this moving? I am so sorry. I will have to stop and start again. Share. Okay, I'm so sorry. There seems to be people are okay. 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 So what, according to all of you, is the general perception of lawyers? And more than lawyers, what do you think a general perception about legal knowledge is, legal awareness is? Anybody can go.
The general perception comes from suits mostly. Like there's all this perception that, you know, lawyers earn a lot of money and they stay in like these, they mostly go into corporate law and yeah, they earn a lot of money and they protect people's money from suits. At least I think that's the perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, have you all realized that more often than not, a lot of us are not aware of our rights or responsibilities and what are the safety measures we have to take? Do you think what I just said is correct? Right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And especially for those who are not directly involved in the legal field as well, especially for those people, legal awareness and just knowledge that there, you know, the existence of something that can be used to protect your rights.
Yeah.
That is very lacking.
The fun part is I don't think most of us even know the rights.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's another thing is when we say legally aware, people don't seem to be even wanting to know what it is. And they say we have to go to a lawyer only when we have to file a suit against somebody. Otherwise, we don't need to have any legal knowledge, is according to what I have seen everybody's idea has been. Do you all agree? Okay. Everybody's maintaining complete silence. Okay.
Sorry. I tried to unmute.
Yeah.
The first thing that people say every time I tell them that I'm studying in law school, they're like, all right, we'll talk, we'll, you know, contact you when we need your help with some crime or something like that.
That's exactly what I meant. Yeah. So anyway, so basically how we are going to look at it is we have split it into 4, but I will explain it everything later. So right now, what we would want you to do for ASHA as an organization, for our volunteers. So because as we would say we love doing things, something called, we call it volunteer enrichment. So we keep on doing programs for the volunteers. You know, because it's not just like, you know, we don't believe in just taking something. We'd also like to give back, not only to the society, but to our volunteers as well, as a thank you. So when we do that, we call it a volunteer enrichment program. And we want that, I mean, I will explain that later further down. And for students, so we just don't want them to come and learn English and walk out. We want to do something for them. Even if we do a certain something, when we do, even if they learn the tiniest bit, we would still consider it a win. Okay, and when it comes to others, so what happens is one of our trustees he's a dentist, a professor of dentistry, and he was like, oh, you're having a legal team that is coming on, why don't you have some legal workshop for people like us in the medical profession, telling us where our roles and responsibilities lie and how do we deal with it and things like that. We'll come back to that later. Okay, and okay. So, so for ASHA, I want, there should be a blueprint on legal compliances for volunteers, online safety and responsibilities, not just responsibilities as a teacher in ASHA, but again, as a citizen of our country. What are the responsibilities? What are the rights? And for students, we would say the same thing, but I just put it online safety because they're mostly our young children, and they're really more often than not aware of what things are they putting out. And That's one thing. And for others, as I said, workshop and legal awareness. Okay, next, how? So what we're going to do, especially for the dashboard, one is we want you to protect our content. We have worked very hard on creating our content. Really, a lot of people have put in a lot of effort, and we would like to protect our content. Some of the content we have, so we have curated some, created some. So we just like to make sure our content is protected. So that is one thing. One is we want to see what are the government rules. We want you to create a dashboard, okay, about what are the legal compliances from the government point of view, from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs point of view. And we want you to create a dashboard with the deadlines and with processes. So if I have to have a certain, like, I have to renew my ATG and 12A certification. What is the deadline? What are the processes I need to complete for that? I want that both on, that kind of thing. And how are you going to do my content protection? I want that to be taken into consideration. I want you all to do an environmental check, as in to check what are the legal compliances all the other NGOs are following. And is there anything extra we have to take into consideration? What we should, what we should not. Okay, what is important. And when you create a dashboard, it should be based on the importance and the compulsion of what has to come first. Like, what is the most important? What comes next? That is how we would like the dashboard to be, on the basis of importance. The sequence should be on the basis of importance. Okay, and we want to be legally protected. So we would want you guys to draft our disclaimers, waivers. Our child protection policy has been put together by Ravindra Ramarao sir, based on our talks with some lawyers, but we want you guys to look at it more in detail, run it by your seniors, your professors, whomever you can contact to check, make sure that it's comprehensive and we don't have any loopholes, okay? And what is the thing when people do join us in the volunteering, what do we want them to say, terms and conditions, those kind of things to be in place. We do have something, but we would want it to be more comprehensive. And as I said, with no loopholes. Okay. So for workshops, we have this organization in Bangalore called Outlawed India, which is begun by some senior students in the NLS Bangalore. Okay, so people who sign up for workshops will be trained by them. They will share the material, and during the internship program, we would want you to conduct at least 6 workshops. So you will be trained. They will be given your material, their material will be shared with you, and you will have to conduct the workshops. It can be in person, it can be online. That you guys can work out the details, okay? Okay, so one team would be the one that is going out and speaking. The other team would be the one that's creating drafting all the documents. Okay, and we would prefer it that you guys split evenly. And then I would also say one thing is, you can also create sub teams, and you can come up with work, who's going to do work. So any internship, if you're doing it in person, is usually from 10 to 5. Now we are in a pandemic situation and you guys are scattered all over. So we would expect you people to put at least 7 to 8 hours of work, and the working hours is up to you, because if you're going to do research by yourself you can do it. But if you're working as a team, please collaborate with each other, coordinate your times, work together. And Mr. Ramarao is always there to guide you as into what are the preferable, what we expect you guys to come up with work in every week. And the meeting date, okay. Yeah, so weekly schedule, we have set 10 a.m. on Tuesday. That being because we want to be able to, at least the team, we would like to be there with you guys on that day. So that's the reason we are splitting every team having a meeting schedule on a different day. Okay, that being the case. And here, okay, here is where I have said 27 because somebody was saying 28th, your college is starting again. You all have to report for college on the 28th. So I put it to the very last. If you finish your work, you can finish it on the 25th itself. But why I said 27th is that's a weekend. And if you guys are conducting workshops, that is the best time to hold on. You get people either in person and or on online. Okay, so that has been the way we thought. And okay, any questions? You guys are all legal brains, men, legal eagles, as I called you. You should have doubts. Is there any doubts? Was I clear or was I just too vague? Please ask any questions you want. Yeah, I expect some kind of response, even if to say that yes, everything was clear, even if to tell that. Okay, Kushi, please tell me.
Yeah, Professor, I'm sorry, I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Well, so you were saying that there will be a daily requirement of about 7 hours, right?
Yes.
All right. So what is the flexibility of the responsibilities that we'll be taking up? So say I am more comfortable with conducting the workshops as in like the speaking part of it.
Okay.
Then will I have further opportunities throughout the course of this internship to be a part of the drafting team as well? Or will I just have to stick to one thing?
Okay.
And how will we decide who does what?
See, that is the thing where I said, choose your team. See, you can go ahead and work in the workshop, conducting the workshops, but at the same time, that doesn't stop you from coming and working in the drafting team. Because frankly, you need to have both skills when you are a lawyer. But at the same time, we want it preferably to be split into evenly. Otherwise, if all of you want to work in the drafting as well as do the workshops, because see, we thought of 6 workshops. So if it is like 2 or 3 people per workshop, that also works. So 18 of you guys will be doing workshop as well as the 18 are also free to do the drafting. Yes, Tarasha?
Yeah, I just had the same question regarding how do we choose the team that we want to go for drafting or workshop? Is that going to be decided during one of the meetings?
No, we would like you to take a turn. We would like you to choose. I don't want to say you do this, you do this. I would like you people to choose. We don't want, yeah, yes, Kushi.
So how about we split it workshop wise? So per workshop, people get opportunities to do the conducting, and for the workshop, they can also do the drafting. Or and this is not involving the additional responsibilities that you had given us.
Okay, so what happens is for the workshops, the material is completely ready by Outloud India. So most of the things which I've just asked for, so you don't have to, you just have to be prepared to conduct the workshops. You have to be prepared to be trained by them. And So we can always have some time this week. They wanted a meeting with all the all the interns whom they would train. So if all of you are interested in going for the workshop as well, then all of you attend that meeting as well, wherein everybody gets trained. And there we have, we have roles and responsibilities for the volunteers. We have their legal rights. We have the online safety. We have online safety and legal rights for the students. So we have already about 4 workshops, 3 or 4 workshops. It can be split in 3 or 4 workshops. And then we have, as I said, our trustee wanted a medical workshop for medical professionals. Okay, that makes it 5. So you can also go and find, you can go and do a legal workshop in your area in person. That is, see, I think 2 or 3 of you guys are from Delhi and Noida. So I think you can coordinate with each other.
If I may,
Yeah.
I would prefer that they take up both the things, because these workshops are not very cumbersome. Like you were saying, the content is all available out there. And like you said, of course, both the things are required. Drafting also, it's a different experience altogether. So what I would suggest is, yes, you people can internally, of course, decide how you would like to do it, how you would like to make a team and then work together. But I would prefer that you take up both the things, because there is quite a lot of time that you have, 1 full month. And the number of workshops is just what we have put across to you. If you can do more, that would be really awesome, if you can conduct more workshops. So from what I have understood from Outlawed India is that the duration of the training is just 1 day per topic, especially the connected to online safety and consumer protection and stuff like that, which is what we're talking about for our teachers and all. So what we have planned is, Kanti, I spoke to the Outlawed India team, and they would like to do an orientation on Jan 3rd. That is when these people, the students, interns will get a better understanding of the details of the workshop. And then on 4th and 5th, they will actually conduct the training sessions. Then afterwards, you go ahead and gear up, be prepared, because whatever content they give, other than that also, you should be ready to answer any question. When you're making a presentation, you're going and conducting a workshop for general public out there. So they may come up with any question and you should be ready to answer those questions. So you will need a little bit of time to prepare. And then after that, you will be, there are some set of audiences that we have decided upon. Kanti ma'am said, you can go ahead and choose more people in your neighborhood or anybody, and conduct these workshops. And parallelly, you can also be doing the dashboard creation for us.
And drafting of all our processes, and drafting of how we should be protecting our content, all that. Okay. So any more questions? And by the way, that was Meera ma'am. She's the founder and the CEO of our organization. Yes, Tarasha.
Sorry, I just had one last question. I think our requirement for internship is it has to be 28 days. And right now it will only be around 24. So I was wondering if the dates can maybe be shifted a bit to account for that.
So the reason we had said, because we were told that your college opens on the 28th. So that was the reason we said 27th. From 3rd to the 27th. That is almost like 4 weeks. Just 1 day short of the 4th week completion.
We have no problem extending it, isn't it? So unless
we have no problem. It's for your convenience. We are stopping at 27. We want to work longer, we would be more than welcome. And by the way, as I think when you have heard Meera ma'am as well as Deepika ma'am speak, you're also welcome to teach. And we've had the student interns who had worked with us and have got amazing experience as well, who continue to work with us, and who we have this intern called Apurva. She's in charge of the social media. She's been with us, I think, about 5 years now. She was an engineering student when she joined. Now she's a working professional, and she still take time to work with us. So we would love to have you continue with us. But as I said, we would love to hear more from you, and we'd love to see what you would like to do. And sir, do you want to say a few words?
Kanti, I just want to interrupt you over here.
Please.
One of the students said 28th is when this college is reopening.
Yes.
Is that what it is, everybody here? Because there's just one person who told us that. I just want a confirmation.
Confirm.
Yeah. Guys, is that what it is? 28th is when your college opens up again?
Ma'am, actually,
We haven't gotten any
we're not
confirmation
sure
yet.
ourselves.
Okay.
We're not sure ourselves, right?
Fine.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So
So we had initially said 4 weeks exactly, starting from 3rd January to the next 4 weeks, 4th Monday, which is 31st of January. But we were told that by one of your fellow students, that 28th is when you open up. So that's why we cut it short.
okay, yeah. So what I would like you people all to do is, so anyway, as we've decided, we will do both together. We're not going to split anybody into any teams. We will take 4th as is. And sir, a few words from you.
So once again, welcome all the interns. As Kanti ma'am has, as she has rightly said, we are here not as school teachers or to hold your hands. This whole program is self-motivated and self-driven. You have to come and tell us, this is what we want to do. And this is how we are going to do it. So we will say yes, no, if at all, and just help you as facilitators to go forward with what you propose. You are law students, so your thinking process is presumably very logical, step by step. You proceed from one to the other. And even when you are writing up procedures and what we need to do to be in compliance of the law, please keep it very simple. Avoid, to the extent possible, legal jargon, and keep it like a standard operating procedure. Bullet points, 1, 2, 3. So it's easy to follow. We can use it amongst ourselves as volunteers. And another important point to note is we have to tell our students too. Now, just let me give you a small example. Lots of us students whom we interact with over the mobile phone, they say, sir, send us your picture, send us a picture of your home, whatever, or send us a picture of yourself. Now, we have given this sort of thing very careful thought,